Just a quick one, guys, before we get into today's video. We do have a lot of Rangers t-shirts available on our website. Do browse the collection by going to either rfcclothing.com or going down into the link in the description. Let's get into today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. Before we do get into today's video, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. I hope you're all well. It's 2 days now since the Scottish Cup semi-final. I have calmed down ever so slightly, got my rant and expressed myself in many ways, went over the 5 major talking points, but now I want to look forward to the future. As I say, that game's gone. There's nothing much we can do about it. And the thing is with football is we love our teams that much, and then they do something annoying, like individual performances and individual errors that lose us huge games. And the Old Firm Derby is a huge game, and for us to go to a final, it's angered a lot of us. But the thing is with football, a couple of days, you're already back there again, looking for more. That's what football clubs do to you. And again, I'm not over it, of course, but it is what it is. We've got to look forward to the future now, and things are happening in and around the football club, as you can probably see in the media at the moment, that we need to discuss. Look, over the next 5 games, as I said in a previous video, I really couldn't give a crap about them. However, taking a step back and looking at it, they are fairly important now. They're 5 free hit games where we can look at players that are going to be a part of the squad next season. And of course, that Old Firm game. Look, I know an Old Firm. When the game comes on the day, everyone will be up for it. I know it's completely pointless, but what it is and what it does for confidence, maybe just to get that monkey off Michael Beale's back going into next season, win that Old Firm game, that could be very, very important just to get it done, get it won, and then going into next season when the first Old Firm rolls around, there's not that pressure of, oh, he's lost 5 Old Firm games or whatever it is. He can just go in there and we can play a bit without pressure, if you get what I mean. Now, with regards to over the last sort of 24 hours, the rebuild certainly has started. As I say, Kieran Dow, we confirmed to you yesterday, lots of reputable sources have confirmed that transfer is done. He is signed on a pre-contract from Norwich, 3-year deal, and medical has been completed. That is likely to be announced by the football club a bit later on. We also announced that Ryan Kent and Alfredo Morelos are going to probably be leaving the football club at the end of the season. They will not be signing new contracts, and Michael Beale all but confirmed that. However, there is some more news with regards to 2 potential outgoings as the exodus sort of begins. So they're already here. We're getting news now that 4 players are going to be leaving. So we're going to discuss that today. And another player has been linked to the football club. So we'll go through those links and address those to see how true they are. So with regards to the outgoings, look, this one comes as no surprise to me, and I don't know how he ended up getting the number 1 jersey last at the start of the season. But Rangers are looking for offers for both John McLaughlin and Scott Wright. They've been told that their Rangers careers are done and are free to look for a new club. Again, I have no idea where this whole agenda came that John McLaughlin was ever good enough to be number 1 for Rangers. Go back a year ago, go back 2 years ago, I said he was pish and he was not good enough to be playing in the Champions League, nor assembling a title charge. I said last season that we needed a new goalkeeper. I didn't really think Alan McGregor, but out of the 2, Alan McGregor is levels above John McLaughlin. So, as I say, there has been an exclusive from the Daily Record stating that, and it's from a reputable journalist, by the way, it's not just paper talk, that both John McLaughlin and Scott Wright careers are done. And as I say, Rangers are willing to listen to offers. It's an interesting one with John McLaughlin. As I said, John McLaughlin, I knew that already. He's gone. Happy days. Scott Wright's an interesting one. I think he came in at a time, obviously, I think signed from Aberdeen. He came in January, didn't he? And Ross McCrory went the other way. You know, he played a lot of football last season. I think he's you know, okay, kid, he's fairly talented. I think he's 25, 26 now, so he's definitely not good enough for Rangers, but played a lot of football last season. He started the Europa League final as well, believe it or not. But yeah, he's one of those players that maybe Rangers could command a bit of a fee for. He's not really showed his worth in a Rangers jersey. Certainly not good enough for Rangers, but hasn't completely disgraced himself. Last season he was okay, it was bits and pieces, but yeah, just not good enough if we want to be competing for titles. Now, those 2, as I say, already there, 4 players over the last 36 hours at the time of recording are said to leave. There's going to be loads more, but yeah, those two players, Rangers can command a little bit of a fee. Now, in regards to potential incoming, this one's doing the rounds at the moment, but again, I'm going to bring you the story and you can make your own judgment on it. I'm not stating that we're going to sign him. It's a player linked, hence why I put it in the title. But basically, a few sources are stating that Rangers are in talks to sign Aston Villa's teen sensation, Tim Orimbaham. Irohigbanam. Sorry for pronunciation there. But basically, it's believed that Michael Beale is a huge admirer of the 19-year-old midfielder. Beale took him on loan to Queen's Park Rangers when he took charge at Loftus Road at the start of the 2022-2023 campaign. And then apparently the player thrived on the flank and in central midfield. And now the Rangers boss wants the England under 20 international. Apparently has been less effective since Beale's departure, but still has made 28 championship starts. 28 championship starts since his departure, but as I said, has gone basically downhill since Beale left. So he's obviously a player that Beale got the best out of. He has currently more than 4 years left on his contract at Aston Villa to run, as he signed a long-term extension in March 2022. The former is basically, he moved to Aston Villa in the summer of 2021 and has made 4 senior appearances for Villa, including a Premier League start against Norwich in 2021-2022 campaign. But Rangers are expected to make several headline signings this summer following another disappointing season. The article goes on. So, is there truth in this one? Well, basically, Aston Villa denied that the transfer talks and the development has happened, but that's something what usually happens. That's regards to a done deal. However, I'm sure there could be truth in this one. Obviously, he has a bit of history with him. Beale did say that he's not going to be signing any QPR players, but he didn't say he's going to be not signing any players that were on loan whilst he was at QPR. So he impressed during his time at QPR under Beale. And this is a player that I like just the look of. Yeah, a young 19-year-old, plays in the Premier League. Obviously, Villa gave him a long-term contract not too long ago, has made a few starts. And this is a player that I would look at as like a sort of Calvin Bassey-esque, one of those sorts of signings that we can take, develop, and then sell for a big fee a bit later on. He's obviously come from a decent pedigree. And this is a player that I would like to sign. And these are the players that I want to sign. I know we want a team full of leaders and winners and stuff like this as well, but equally, I've always said, let's raid some of the Premier League academies and take some of these players that are maybe going to make it over the next couple of years at that club or find game time. Let's take these young players from the Premier League academies, take them up to Rangers 2 years and then flip them. Basically what happened with Calvin Bassey. Joe Ariba is a different story, but similar story to that. Just take them for a couple of years and really get them into the business model. And what we can offer is playing for a big club, playing week in, week out, playing European football and competing for trophies. We're not saying they need to be Rangers players for the rest of the time. I think those days have gone when you're going to get those sorts of players. If we've got really talented players, they're going to go. That's just how it works these days. But these are the sort of signings I would get excited by. So Tim Irohigbanam from Aston Villa would be something that I could get behind and get excited about. And I really do want to see a few more of these ones plucked from the Premier League academies over the next few weeks as we go into the summer transfer window. But yeah, that's a story there. Again, Villa are denying it. However, there's a long way to run in terms of when the summer transfer window opens, and there certainly could be truth behind it, and that Rangers certainly could be interested due to Michael Beale's history. But that, guys, brings us to the end of today's video. I just discussed the 2 players that are set to leave, John McLaughlin and Scott Wright, and then, of course, Tim Irohigbanam being heavily linked with the football club and Michael Beale wanting to make a move for him this summer. Rangers fans, let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. What do you make of John McLaughlin and Scott Wright's certainly exits in the summer? And do you agree with me? Do you want to see us raid some of the Premier League academies and maybe take the players that aren't quite ready for the first team football in the Premier League, develop them and move them on? As I said, let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. Please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. We've also released some Rangers t-shirts. They're available on our website. Do browse the collection by going down into the link in the description or going to rfcclothing.com. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.